says that Haley House has also seen an increase in guests.
Community centers are opening up their own pharmacies to help the neighborhoods of both Jamaica Plain and Roxbury.
The market runs every other weekend through the end of October.
Question 5 did not pass.
You no longer need to pass the MCAS in order to graduate.
Food, service, community. This is Haley House, a 6-day-a-week soup kitchen.
Yeah, we build a sense of community by ensuring everyone has access to the services that we provide.
Oh yeah, it's like family, you know?
From a first-time visitor...
Yeah, no, this is a great resource. This is really good, and the birds approve.
...to someone who's been coming for more than a decade.
This is a great place to come eat. It's like a fresh food, right? It's like a restaurant.
Guests say the social factor that Haley House offers is what makes it. Aside from the soup kitchen, Haley House also helps with housing, jobs, and clothes.
Everybody here knows each other. Like, the people who come here, they typically come every day, so like they get to know each other really well.
Not only do guests love coming, but so do the volunteers. College students Peter Swindle and Erica Jackson say becoming friends with the guests and making meals for them are their favorite parts of the service.
It's a very humbling experience. I don't know, it really puts a lot of things in a perspective.
Like, being able to understand what this means to them, I think, is very valuable and impactful to hear about.
Haley House says they will serve between 80 and 100 meals on Thanksgiving. Executive Director Reggie Jean says they'll have multiple turkeys, sides, and pies for guests to choose from.
The holiday season is time where, families come together and people come together. And oftentimes, some folks are disconnected from their families based on their journey and whatever they had going. But we definitely see the kitchen bustling because for many folks, Haley House is their family. Haley House is their community. So
Jean says that Haley House has also seen an increase in guests as the rate of homelessness increases in Massachusetts. But they stick to their mission of not asking visitors for identification or why they need food. Reporting for BNN, I'm Sophia Falbo.
This Walgreens is the only major pharmacy chain in almost 2 miles. Roxbury residents without vehicles say that this pharmacy is the most convenient option, despite how long it might take to arrive by public transportation.
It still takes 10 minutes by walking. When I get off Jackson Square, it's only 8 minutes from Forest Hill to Jackson Square. So I would say 20 to 30 minutes to come over here and then 20 to 30 minutes to go home.
One healthcare provider says after the 4th Walgreens closure on Warren Street in January, she was worried for her patients.
Then I realized that the elderly and young children who were dependent on inhalers were in a tough position.
As closures continue, community centers are opening up their own pharmacies to help the neighborhoods of both Jamaica Plain and Roxbury. The Dimick Center is one of these, providing better patient care by offering interpretation services and access to public transit.
Pharmacy manager Amy Than says it is an honor to serve such a diverse community.
It's really rewarding to be able to help those who usually have difficulty accessing patient care and just even staying healthy.
The City of Boston and the Urban League of Massachusetts have started a holistic health access initiative to assist Boston's older residents with lift rides to medical appointments, pharmacies, and community centers like these to promote healthy lifestyles. This is Kayla Sharp reporting for BNN.
The bok choy and pork belly sausage make this market in Chinatown different than others across the city. High school volunteer Andrew Lai says it's a history lesson for his age.
Generation, they get their knowledge of Chinese vegetables from their parents and from their grandparents. It's important to keep spreading them, and I hope that's what we're doing here.
Chinatown Main Street is collaborating with the City of Boston Food Access Program to make this market to happen. Some Boston residents who receive unemployment benefits can get a $75 coupon booklet. Resident Mimi Maustaller says food accessibility is important.
Access to food is so difficult right now with food prices being the way that they are. And I know that in the town where I live and the students that I teach, assistance is a lifeline. And especially if that assistance is, eligible for culturally specific food and very fresh food, that's a really good thing.
Organizer Daibi Ho says Chinatown residents need a benefit just like this.
We have thousands and thousands of people who could really use it. Even some of the working families here in the city of Boston, they need a helping hand also. Obviously, the elderly, they need a helping hand. Moreover, I find that it's important to foster families also.
Right here in Chinatown, the farmers market sells cabbage, bok choy, and fresh fish. The market runs every other weekend through the end of October. For Boston Neighborhood Network, I'm Kathy B.
Jeremiah Nestor has been a server for 25 years. He says he's worried about question 5 because he's afraid he'll get less tips.
The entire basis of tipping is to promote good service. And once you start removing that and bringing it down to a minimum wage, you're going to remove the servers that have been in the industry for a long time.
The Massachusetts Restaurant Association tells us that 86% of people in the restaurant industry are against question 5. Ed Kane is the owner of Big Night Entertainment Group, which employs over 1,000 servers and bartenders. He says having to pay workers higher wages will force restaurants to let go of staff.
It is that interaction, that personal touch, that person who understands what you might want and what you're missing on the menu. And when you replace that with a QR code, it's a whole different game, right? It's like you're in the fast casual business, not quite in the hospitality business anymore.
Dr. Kevin Lang is an economics professor at Boston University. He says question 5 poses the biggest risk to small restaurants.
There are restaurants that will close down or will change the way that they provide table service. We've seen in some places where the minimum wage has gone up that the less successful restaurants go out of business.
Question 5 did not pass, with over 60% of voters voting no. For BNN, I'm Eliana Marcoux.
This ballot knocked out one requirement to get this diploma. You no longer need to pass the Massachusetts Comprehensive Assessment System, or MCAS, to graduate high school. Opinions about the requirement are mixed. Dorchester resident Ronaldo Brown voted no to keep it.
But the test is really about showing your qualifications to advance. You know, I stay up Dorchester. Lady got a 17-year-old son, don't want to go to school. Is he blaming that on MCAS or he's blaming that on him being a dropout?
Other Boston voters feel differently.
Between testing, projects, homework, presentations, essays, there's a better comprehensive way of judging a student whether they can succeed or not in school, not really just how they can fill a bubble in a test.
Election data shows that the ballot measure passed with nearly 60% of the vote. If you're currently in high school, you no longer need to pass the MCAS in order to graduate. For BNN, I'm Maya Mitchell.